So I want to start this episode off by saying this is going to be different.
That's a scary thought, but
So-
I'm excited.
So this isn't like written down notes. We're just going to kind of top of the head this one
Ooh.
for this one, because what I have pulled up are the declassified UFO files from the NSA.
Now, here raises a question.
Yes.
There's a lot of that, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to make this a two-parter?
We probably won't go through all of it. I've got a couple picked out that are particularly interesting to me.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, you can find these online.
I'm very excited about this.
Let me pull this back up here. Yeah, so I'm just on NSA.gov. News features, declassified documents, UFO. It's
Cool.
got
What are
slashes
your
and
cookie settings on the NSA website? Are you on a VPN?
stuff. Yeah. Listen,
If you also want a VPN, go to...
they don't sponsor us. So what I have pulled up here,
that was for, like,
yeah,
to avoid the retcon for when they do sponsor us. I was just going to go ahead
now we
and...
can
Yeah.
go back.
ExpressVPN.com/Mothman.
Yeah, there we go.
ExpressVPN, if you're listening.
Come on, ExpressVPN.
Come on, man. Come on, do it.
Come on.
You know you want to.
So what I have here pulled
All right.
up is Communication with Extraterrestrial Intelligence by Lambros D. Kalhimos.
Well, hey, do we want to intro what the show is?
Yeah, we should do that.
Because I feel like this is not going to have a cold open.
Yeah, it's not. It's gonna be a weird thing. Yeah.
Well, welcome to My Neighbor Mothman.
I'm Levi.
I'm Zachary.
This is our Cryptids and Unsolved Nonsense.
Yeah, this is our
podcast.
X-Files show.
Yeah, it's our X-Files show.
I said that in the first episode. Haven't said it
Yeah.
since. It's an X-Files show.
Yeah, because it's just like, hey, here's a weird thing that happened.
It's just like the X-Files.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, the fans really don't want to know. Are we going to kiss? Are we going to hold hands? Don't know. Are we going to get canceled after 9 seasons and then come back for a 10th season that's all right, but not,
How many movies are we gonna get?
yeah, I mean, are we going to get cool names?
Is Roswell gonna get his own spin-off with 2 other guys?
Wait, did that happen?
Yeah, they did the Lone Gunman.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. The X-Files. Is Gillian Anderson going to swap by? Like, just swing on by?
Probably not. It's
Man,
a pandemic.
I sure would hope so. I would risk life and limb to just hang out with Gillian Anderson once.
Yeah.
Also, I know I've got this off track already. Emma Stone's Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
If you are listening, I will do anything for you.
Listen, there's been the Emma Stone like movement going on for like a decade at this point,
Yeah, and like I was,
and rightly so.
I was somewhat on it. Like she's a pretty woman, but man, Cruella de Vil. She looks good.
Oh yeah.
All right, I don't want to say anymore because it's about to get
Yeah.
too much. So go ahead. Let's talk about UFOs.
So I want to talk about the first line in this declassified document, which starts on page 79, mind you.
Damn, they couldn't get it 10 pages earlier.
Yeah, I know. The first sentence is, "We are not alone in the universe."
Now this is from an official CIA government.
This is NSA declassified document. And this is from, I believe, the 90s, this document.
Okay.
If it's the one that I'm thinking of. A few years ago, this notion seemed far-fetched. Today, the
good Pokemon.
existence of extraterrestrial intelligence is taken for granted by most scientists. Sir Bernard Lavelle, one of the world's leading radio astronomers, has calculated that even allowing for a margin of error of 5,000%, there must be in our own galaxy about 100 million stars which have planets of the right chemistry, dimensions, and temperature to support organic evolution. With a margin of error of 5,000% allowed, 100 million stars. in our galaxy. That's wild.
It's been a good week for space stuff.
Yeah.
And now we're getting into the Mars
Did
rover.
you see the Venus stuff that came out?
From what was that? The Russians?
Yeah, from the Russians from the 80s.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was absolutely wild. The rover lasted like an hour and a half.
Well, did you see like the numbers on it when they launched it? They predicted it for a 20-minute lifespan.
Yeah.
And it lasted like an hour. And someone in the comments was like, imagine like you've been working for years and years on something and then you oversleep by an hour and a half and all of your life work is just gone.
Yeah.
And all you have is 2 pictures.
Well, that was the first Mars rover was supposed to last like 2 weeks, and it stayed up there for like 8 years.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was up there for a while. Man, I'm so excited. Like I don't want Elon Musk anywhere near it.
No.
I've fully turned on that man in the last year and a half.
Because he wants to be king of that planet.
He does. And this is the scary thing.
No one's stopping him.
No
one can stop him.
Unless
Elon, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Elon, man.
And talk about space.
You might turn me back onto your side. Probably not. You really don't have a grasp on just your place in society.
Yeah. He's fun, though. He's fun to watch from a distance.
It's like a train wreck.
And pretend that he's not in the same planet as you.
Yeah, he's not on the same planet, super rich, and has the power to do anything he wants. Yeah.
Yeah, from a distance, he's fun.
If I pretend that I don't live on this planet, man, Elon Musk a real character. Love it.
If we consider that our own galaxy, the Milky Way, is but one of at least a billion other galaxies similar to ours in the observable universe, the number of stars that could support some form of life is astronomical.
Haha, I get it. Astronomical. Excuse me. That is rad as hell.
Yeah.
God, I love space, dude. Do you think we'll get out there in our lifetime?
If Elon has his way, 5 years from now, we've got Mars. We've got the first colony.
The flight to Mars didn't take as long for that rover as I thought it did.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like a 3-year journey.
No.
It's I think it was 270 days.
Yeah.
Is what it was for the rover, which is still a very long time to be up in space.
Yeah, absolutely.
But man,
it's a much more doable trip than
I
one
thought.
like the one to the moon is like 11 hours. Yeah. Like for like comparison's sake.
All right, so let's say here's an interesting question.
Yeah.
If we get there in 5-10 years, would you go?
So here's the thing. They have to fix the radiation problem.
Uh-huh.
Because right now, Mars is a one-way trip. Mm-hmm. The amount of radiation there and back kills you.
That's fair.
So
look, I'll be honest. If I make it up to Mars, I'm not going to be dying to come back.
No.
I'm going to run off into the Mars wilderness and die. Be a first dude dead on Mars that we know of.
We know. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, they have to figure out that problem. Is the big issue for me. And then
the way to get us there without killing us.
Yeah. Probably not in the 5-year span, but 20 years, I'd probably go to Mars.
Dude, I'd be on that first flight.
Just because that gives time for some semblance of some sort of society to be set up there. It wouldn't be great. It would still suck.
But, for sure. But it'd be Mars.
But I don't have anything useful to bring to Mars as far as like skills that I can do. I can do a podcast for Mars first podcast.
Dude, could we be the first? There's no way we'd be the first podcast.
No, Elon would have that.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's Mars
Joe Rogan
cast.
would be like, I found a new form of, what is that drug that he does? Is it
DMT?
DMT. I found a new strain of DMT up here on Mars. It's MMT, Mars, and then whatever the other two things stand for.
No, it's not.
He's like, we've also got Alien UFC up here because I confuse him and Dana White because they're
Yeah, I
bald
mean,
white men
they're both
and
involved with the
they
UFC.
hang out
Yeah.
together.
He does commentary. So
I think I'd be on the first flight if I could. I'd be on the first flight.
let's see. Where was that?
Then I would really be a gnarly astronaut.
Dr. Frank D. Drake of the National Radio Astronomy Observatory in Green Bank, West Virginia, where everything comes back to,
Look, I told you that Green Bank telescope is crazy.
has stated that putting all our knowledge together with a number of civilizations which we could have arisen by now is about 1 billion. There are roughly, by best guesses, 1 billion civilizations in our universe.
I've never been so excited to be alive.
Yeah.
It's not hard to do to be more excited than I ever have been, but I'm more excited than I've ever been.
The next question is, where is everybody?
Where's the beef?
So the nearest solar system to ours is Alpha Centauri. It's about 4.3 light years away. So
I don't know what that means.
light years are how fast it takes light to travel
Well,
that distance.
I mean, I know what light years are. I don't know how long it would take us to travel.
I mean, if we can go light speed.
Well, we can't.
No, we can't. So, I know that the trip from our galaxy to the Andromeda galaxy using near light speed would take like 500 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Long time.
Long time.
I thought you were about to be like 8 days or something.
No. I mean, we got mass relays from Mass Effect pulled in there. Boom. No problem.
Geek check.
Yeah. Dude, that new Mass Effect pre-ordered the edition that gives you the N7 Mass Effect helmet.
Are you talking about Mass Effect Andromeda?
No, because they're doing the
doing-
remastered trilogy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's 1, 2, and 3 remastered.
Probably won't play it.
Fire.
Yeah,
They're making the old ones good.
The only game I'm excited about right now is the new MLB game because it's finally coming next.
Yeah. I'll be on that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Did you see that deal that Tatis signed? 14 years, $340 million.
Goodness.
Signs evens with Mookie Betts and Mike Trout for most expensive deals in MLB history.
Yeah.
At like 23, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Go back to UFOs.
Yeah. So that nearest is Alpha Centauri, 4.3 light years away. According to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, its planetary system is most likely too young for the emergence of life. So the next two are Epsilon Arandi and Tau Ceti, which are 11 light years away. If superior civilizations are abundant, the nearest would probably be at least 100 light years away. Therefore, it would take 200 years for a reply to come in.
That's crazy.
Yeah, from our planet to them. Yeah, assuming that they're looking for it,
And they've got the technology to receive it,
or
and
they
send it
want
back.
to reply.
Yeah. They could be like the Romulans, and
Yeah.
not really want to mess with us.
You've
like
been
a
watching
friendly
those
manner.
Star Trek movies.
I actually haven't.
Oh,
I've been watching TNG.
oh, let's go.
Yeah, I watched a lot of it for months, and then just didn't touch it for like 2 years, and then I've started watching it again.
Yeah. I my brain said watch Star Trek, and I just haven't done it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's one of the few shows that I can watch from like a long time ago and just can put that out of my mind and be like, this is a good show.
Yeah, well, especially TNG's got fucking Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, Jean-Luc Picard, nice with it.
Absolutely.
Jean-Luc Picard, nice with it.
Sir Patrick Stewart, fantastic in everything he's
Who's
in.
who's the first mate?
What, Riker? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Riker. I love that dude. If nothing else from those, what was that TV show he did after that? Like,
Oh, the unsolved mysteries or whatever.
yes, yeah. It's
You
fake.
ever dance with a devil in the pale moonlight? Just asking all the questions, that cut,
Yeah.
and then we made it all up. Super
This
cuts.
was fake. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, TNG's good.
Let's see here.
200 years. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. Like thinking of like how much a society could change in 200 years. That like even if all right, so perfect scenario, we send the message out, they can receive it, they want to reply, they reply. Who's to guarantee we haven't just fallen apart by
Yeah.
then?
And that's the thing is, to put a little like emphasis
I'm scared
on it,
now.
200 years, right? 1776, America's founded.
And it'll happen again.
200 years after that is 1976.
Yeah.
Like, that's an enormous amount of time. we had cars and radios and television
And those pants.
and those pants and the bell bottoms, the hair, crazy.
But like now I'm scared of like all right, we send a message out. We say, "Hey guys, we want to be friends.
Yeah,
Can we be friends with you guys?" And they go, "We'll be friends with you if you'll send us a basket of peaches." But our society's falling apart in 200 years. We don't have the technology like
Georgia underwater, no peaches to be
yeah,
found.
no peaches, nuclear fallout everywhere.
Yeah,
And then we don't say, and
only
then,
peach. James owns it, full of bugs.
yeah, and it is huge. It's massive. But like, and then just like them going, "Oh man, they didn't send us peaches or confirm to send us peaches.
Yeah.
Let's go fuck them up."
At that point, theoretically, we've already fallen apart. So,
Well, yeah, but I like falling apart. We're at like,
also, then that would take them 100 years to get to us at light speed.
yeah. I mean, but this is a 400-year span now for
They get here and not know why they came.
yeah,
Theoretically.
man. I also watched Idiocracy.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Ooh, it's a movie.
It doesn't age well, but man did it reflect the last 4 years pretty well.
Yeah, no, it did. It did reflect the last 4 years pretty well.
Unless we are terribly conceited,
Which we are.
we must assume that others are far more advanced than we are.
Yes, I would hope so. I would hope so.
And even a 50-year gap would be a tremendous difference in our technology.
Yeah.
But it's more likely that a 500-year gap is about where most other civilizations are ahead of us that could communicate back.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, which is just unfathomable
So
amount of
that's
like
that's 1521. What was going on? Dude, we were trying to settle
Yeah.
America.
no, yeah. We had boats.
I mean, well, we do still have boats.
Yeah, but we barely use boats now.
people using like sextants and
Yeah.
stuff out on the sea.
Yeah.
We go back in time and show one of those motherfuckers a Roomba.
Yeah. Here's a TomTom. Figure out where you are. This is like 30-year-old technology. Here you go.
I was trying to think of something that's like,
I'll pull it up on MapQuest for you.
oh man, dude, MapQuest.
It's terrible.
I was thinking about MapQuest recently as I was driving in Tennessee, and like I remember like having like the MapQuest printout
Yeah.
in the passenger seat and being like, all right, we've just made this turn in 6.9 miles. We're taking this turn.
Yeah.
And then my mom just did it.
Yeah.
I could not do that. If Google Maps did not exist and someone was just in my passenger seat, like, hey, in like 7 miles, turn left, I'm gonna be in a pure panic for 45
Yeah,
minutes.
exactly. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Oh no.
I check, like, I get within 3 miles of a turn on Google Maps and I check it every
Yeah.
10 seconds because I'm like, hope I don't miss it.
And that's like when I ride around with my mom. It's like, all right, you got like half a mile, and she goes, "This one." I'm like, "You got half a mile." It's like you
Dude,
got plenty of time.
distance doesn't mean anything
No,
to me.
and it's like, oh, point one, and she just blows right by it. And I'm like, no, come on now.
Yeah, no. 500 years.
Yeah. So it's quite possible that others have satellite probes in space retransmitting to them anything that sounds like non-random
Frequencies. And
frequencies.
stuff.
But they probably called us several thousand years ago and are waiting on an answer. Or worse yet, have given up. Or probably
Dude,
they have reached such impressive technological advances that they have destroyed themselves. Which is just the opposite of what we were talking about, but from our standpoint. Because, yeah.
I mean, that's a fair thought.
Yeah.
Because look at the Cold War.
Yeah. We got close. We got real close.
He got real close. Oh man, this is starting to scare me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and this is where like that sort of eldritch horror sinks in of just like everything is so big around you that you can't begin to understand what is scary yet.
Yeah, it's like the space is one of the few things that, like, the openness of it and just the information we don't have doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
But now sitting here and thinking about the fact that, like, maybe there is life out there that has tried to reach out to us and we just didn't answer for like enough time, and then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, fucking scrap it, no life there.
Well, that's what this also says is if they are as much as 50 years behind us technologically, then they're useless to us, like as far as reaching out to
Yeah.
them, because they're where we were 50 years ago. But this was 1990s 50 years ago, so
Dude, we've had like 50 years of technological advances since the 90s.
yeah.
Dude. Oh, man.
Let me see
I'm
here.
going to start crying. Because all the aliens that are out there that we can't talk to.
I've got a weird thing. Oh, it's like there's like a binary picture here
Ooh.
of I'm trying to figure out where this came from. So here, I'll show this to you though. It's but that's what it comes out to because it's all ones and zeros,
Oh, man.
and it's like two people holding hands, the sun's in the sky,
Well, it looks like there's like three. It looks like
is
it looks like there's like a
like
child.
a baby. Yeah. I believe that was to represent the size difference between us and them from their point of view, where they're the big ones.
I don't like that.
I mean, Resident Evil says otherwise.
Well, all right then.
Checkmate.
I'll shut up now.
Yeah, let me see what this says here.
So wait, where did that binary picture come from?
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring out here. So this is a pictogram communication. Oh, I just
Jason Tatum's good.
so
at
this is
basketball.
a hypothetical message
Oh,
made by a scientist as an example of figuring out ways for us to figure out coded messages from other places.
I thought this was a message we
Yeah.
actually received.
No,
Okay, that's fine then.
it's radioglyphs. Illustration just how much information we covered with minimal amount of material.
Do you remember that episode of the X-Files with the kid and the static,
That's bringing back like repressed memories. Yeah.
where it turns out to be like new coordinates of like all kinds of crazy UFO stuff. It's that kid, and then it creates a picture
Yeah.
of. I just woke up, Gracie May. Man, I don't remember much about that episode. I just remember that little kid just staring at the TV, and then like, it's all these codes are just leading to something, and then they like walk up the stairs and look back, and it's like a picture of, I think, like a face. Man, codes are weird and scary.
So this next thing is like a grouping of letters that they're using as another, like, for mathematics and like coordinates and that sort of thing.
Also, for everyone listening, I'm sorry if I sound weird. I've kind of got like I'm stuffed up a little bit. I'm feeling kind of nasally.
I'm sorry, I got a headache, so I'm pulling back up the website I was on so I can open this next document here. Let's open these PDFs.
Nah, that's out of bounds.
So this is extraterrestrial intelligence by Howard H.
Start.
Campaign. Recent issues of the NSA Technical Journal. But this is approved for release 2004.
Ooh.
So, recently a series of radio messages were heard coming from outer space. Transmissions was not continuous, but cut by pauses into pieces, which could be taken as units. For they were repeated over and over again. Pauses showed here as punctuation. Various combinations have been represented by letters of the alphabet so that messages can be written down. Each message, except for the first, is given only once. The serial number of these messages has been supplied for each reference. So the first message, it repeats 3 times. The second message is a series of 2 space 1, 3 space another, like 4. Like it's ascending
Zion Williamson
letters
kinda
and
looked like
numbers.
Godzilla for a second. The way he was like structuring his face straight up looked like a Godzilla person, and I didn't like it. I think I'm losing my mind over here right now.
Yeah. Here's I'll show
I-
you this.
I had a question about this.
Yeah.
You said it was proofed for release in 2004?
Yes.
So when is the document actually from?
It does not say.
Okay.
This is pages 117 and 118 of this of another. So they declassified everything, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And there are like some 2,400 pages or something that were declassified. So this is the message that they received. And the way that they've broken it down. And it continues on the next page. It's hard to describe. It's because of the way they've written it out. So it's like A, comma, space, C. A, comma, space, D. A, comma, space, E. Like it's a whole like.
So I understand it's part of decoding.
Yeah.
But I think there's no way for them to decode these messages.
Yeah, we don't have a key.
Well, but like we don't even have a place to start for a key.
Yeah.
And so like, what do these what do these messages say? I think it's ignorant of us to think that these creatures are sending us messages in English.
Yeah. Well, no, it would just be
Anything that can be decoded into English.
So theoretically, it could be written in math.
Well, yeah, but then that's an assumption that they do math the same way we do.
But that's the problem is that's the way math works. Math works one way.
As far as we know.
Because math is the universal language kind of thing. To where 2 + 2 always equals 4.
But that's because
everywhere in the universe.
That's because
It's just
our math says that.
it's just a matter of which units you replace those with.
Math's fake.
Fleet plus fleep equals florp.
Math fake.
I mean, yeah, everything's
Math fake,
fake.
time fake.
You don't see anything that's you're not directly looking at, so it might as well not exist.
Hey, as someone with very severe object permanence issues,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. But apparently, because your eye's not focusing on it, it's just nonsense back here.
If I don't see someone or talk to them for 2 weeks, I will forget they exist.
Yeah. All right, and I'm trying to find one last one here. There it is. This is concerning the 1947 crash near Roswell.
Ooh.
So,
Here, wait. Let's see what he's got to say.
this is
Oh man,
from,
he's speaking in math, the universal language.
God damn it. This is from July 28th, 1995.
I was 8.
1995?
Yeah. I was hoping you were gonna let it go for like 2 minutes and be like, wait a second.
I was like, I was 1, so that math doesn't check out.
I was not born yet.
This is written from the National Security of International Affairs Division to Stephen H. Schiff
Fake name.
of the House of Representatives. So you probably find him.
Doesn't mean he's real.
On July 8th, 1947, the Roswell Army Airfield Public Information Office in Roswell, New Mexico, reported the crash and recovery of a flying disc. Army Air Force personnel and the RAAF's 509th Bomb Group were credited with the recovery. The following day, the press report that the commanding general of the U.S. 8th Air Force, Fort Worth, Texas, announced that RAAF personnel had recovered and crashed a tracking radar weather balloon, not a flying disc. After nearly 50 years of speculation on what crashed at Roswell, some observers believe that the object was of extraterrestrial origin. In the July 1994 report of Air Force research regarding the Roswell incident, the Air Force did not dispute that something happened near Roswell, but reported that it was most likely source of wreckage was from a balloon-launched classified government project designed to determine the state of Soviet nuclear weapons research. The debate of what crashed at Roswell continues. So this is a report stating that they still don't know what that crash was, basically.
This is NASA, or not NASA, NSA saying they don't know what it is.
This is yeah. Is the NSA saying that the reports are still conflicting in 1995?
And who filed the initial report? Was it the RAAF?
Yeah. Well, it would have been the Air Force, I guess, technically.
They filed the report that it was a flying disc.
That it was a weather balloon.
Okay, who filed the report that it was a disc?
That was the initial. Hang on. This was the Army Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because it was that long ago.
I wonder where those pilots are.
Dead. Time-wise, 47. I mean, they could still be alive. They'd be old.
They'd be like 80.
Yeah. And I'm sure they've been harassed like nonstop.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think of. I think a 5-year bubble of a mysterious death would be enough to convince me that it was a flying disc.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize the NSA had been around since 2004. I thought that was a thing like relatively recent.
NSA's been around longer than that. Let's find out.
I didn't know that.
Hey, Jakey Poo, thank you for the sub.
Oh, thanks, Jake. What is it? Oh, it just it's
just
just
popped
the
up.
alert. Thanks, Jake.
Let's find out
come
how
to
long
Lake
the
Lanier
NSA's
with
been around, in what form. Concerned that the Department of Defense may not have provided you with all the available information on the crash, you asked us to determine the requirements for reporting air incidents similar to the crash near Roswell to identify any government records concerning the Roswell crash.
You want to go out to Area 51?
Yeah.
Obviously, no, we're not going to Naruto run into the base.
That's what you
but
think.
I'm sure if
NSA has been around since 1952.
Man. I just didn't. I genuinely thought that was like a 2010s thing.
It's because they started doing all this shady stuff.
Yeah.
They're listening to you through your cell phone and all that. We conducted an extensive search for government records related to the crash near Roswell. We examined a wide range of classified and unclassified documents dating from July 1947 through the 1950s.
Now, who's saying this?
This is the NSA to the House of Representatives, man. These records came from numerous organizations in New Mexico and elsewhere throughout the DoD, as well as the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Central Intelligence Agency and the National Security Council. The full scope of methodology of our work are detailed at the end of
Full
this
scale
report.
of meth.
All right. And this is like a 21-page thing, so I'm just going to try to find some highlights here. In 1947, the Army regulations required that air incidents reports be maintained permanently. We identified 4 air incidents reported to the Army Air Forces in New Mexico during July of 1947. All of the accidents involved military craft and occurred after July 8th, 1947. The date the RAAF Public Information Office first reported the crash and recovery of a flying disc near Roswell. The Navy reports no such air incidents in New Mexico during July of 1947. The Air Force officials told us that according to record-keeping requirements in effect during July 1947, there was no requirement to prepare a report on the crash of a weather balloon. So those records didn't get kept, is what this is basically saying. Because it got reported as a weather balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my wonder is, and this might be something I have to dig into just on my personal time.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of restrictions were there on, or what was the limits on what had to be reported and what didn't have to be reported?
Yeah.
Because they say directly, if it's a weather balloon, you don't have to report. You don't have to keep that record.
Yeah. It was if it's a military problem, then you keep the report.
Okay.
Our search for government records concerning the Roswell crash yielded 2 records originating from 1947 and July. A July of 1947 report, history report by the combined 509th Bomb Group and the RAAF, and an FBI teletype message dated July 8th, 1947. The 509th report noted the recovery of a flying disc that was later determined by military officials to be a radar tracking balloon. The FBI message stated that the military had reported that an object resembling a high altitude weather balloon with a radar reflector had been recovered near Roswell.
I just don't believe it.
Yeah.
Because it's 19.
There are no other branch agencies records on the crash.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it breaks down just who they talked to and tried to find information about from the FBI and CIA. And like specifically where they got the paperwork and stuff.
Yeah. I just like
This is one of those things that I really need someone with more free time to go through all 2,400 pages and find the juicy stuff.
That
That's what basically, like, I wanted to get on this because it did just come out and we have Mars stuff happening right now. So this is a good time to talk about that sort of thing. And Roswell is a whole other beast on its own to talk about. But I felt like it was a good time to mention these
CIA
declassified
docs,
UFO documents that are out and about right now.
I might spend some time this week digging through some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm stuck on the weather balloon thing of 1947.
Mm-hmm.
How advanced are these weather balloons, and how is a weather balloon crashed without some company being like, hey,
Hey, that was ours.
yeah,
Yeah.
and without, like, if you're a
And it's a satellite detecting weather balloon, first of all. And
Why?
yeah,
why
because they wanted to know about the Soviet nuclear arsenal, right? But at the same time, who funded it if it's not a government, if it's not a military,
Yeah.
you know, involved thing where they would keep those records?
And I guess maybe it could be a thing of them not wanting to admit that they're doing that.
Yeah. But this is in the 90s. We're well past
We're
that.
past the Cold War. Yeah, but I'm sure they still don't want to come out and be like, "Hey, yeah, we were poking around trying to figure out if you had stuff."
But at the time too, that would have been the USSR that they were keeping tabs on.
That's fair.
It's a totally different country now, theoretically,
On paper.
on paper, by name.
Man, I don't know.
That it
just,
doesn't make sense that they would continue to double down on the bit.
Yeah, but also, like, I'm thinking about it. If you're out there in the RAAF, chances are you're a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you said it was like the bombing division, right? The 509th.
Yeah, it was like the Army Air Force at the time.
If you're someone who's in charge of that kind of equipment and in charge of that level of just technology, I don't believe that you don't see and immediately recognize what a weather balloon looks like.
Your initial report would have said balloon.
Hey guys, this is just some stupid balloon. It's fine.
Yeah. Your initial report wouldn't have been the fact that it is a
Flying disc.
flying disc.
I don't know. I'm definitely gonna read some more on
So
that.
that's what I've got right now for this episode.
What-
I just want to talk about aliens for a minute. That was
Yeah,
cool.
What are we at, time wise?
For 50 minutes.
Man,
Time flies.
it's a pretty decent one. Yeah, dude. I don't.
And I'll shoot you the links to this
Yeah.
just because
It's-
we could post them on Twitter, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Get some alien people in there talking on our Twitter.
Maybe get some aliens talking.
Maybe
on our
get some
Twitter.
aliens.
You think aliens got Twitter?
Hey, if you're an alien, you have a Twitter account.
Follow me.
Hit us up.
Oh man. Sorry, I haven't been
No,
sleeping
you're
well.
good.
I also just realized this week's end of the month. I probably won't have much time to read into that,
Yeah.
but I will before the next recording session for sure.
Yeah, no worries.
I hate end of the month. It's so bad, dude. Especially with it being a short month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. February. Yeah. We're about back to the 1 year of everything shutting down.
Sure are. Well, we'll put shutting down in quotes.
Yeah. I mean, as shut down as Georgia can get,
Dude.
which is
Not at all.
you're telling me I have to wear a mask? And you're like, you're going to Walmart. You should probably do that anyway. It's gross there.
That's my thinking, and I think we might have talked about this probably off the podcast. I'm probably not going to go back to not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Like, gonna just
Everything's just kind of gross outside.
Just gonna do it in the Japanese style.
Yeah.
Wear a mask everywhere. Need to get a better one though.
Well, I'm not feeling well. I put on my mask.
Yeah.
Keep other people safe around me. Then the whole store doesn't get sick, and no one can work shifts.
That sounds like it's coming from personal experience.
Yeah, you know.
I've worked in some places like that. We've worked in places together.
Yeah.
That have been affected
Yep.
like that.
Ooh.
I can't tell if I'm super excited about all this alien stuff or if I'm just terrified.
It's both. It's absolutely both for me, because it's like the existential dread of, now look how big this is. You can't even begin to fathom it.
For me, it's not even that. It because the bigness of the universe and my relative smallness does not really bother me. I think it's the fear of missing out on it.
Yeah.
It might be the fear of being given up on. I think bothers me for several reasons.
Yeah. That's a fun one.
Just because I'm just thinking about in like space movies, when and I love any space movie that is the plot is, oh man, got trapped in space.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Yeah, and just thinking about like a civilization out there going like, man, I wonder if they've got some cool stuff down there on Earth. Let's check in with them and see.
And they showed up in the 1400s.
Well, but I'm saying they don't show up.
Yeah.
They just send a message and they're like, oh, we never got a response.
Yeah.
There's probably nothing down there.
Also, I want to talk about the naming conventions for planets.
Okay. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick.
Okay. I have gripes with the way that we name planets.
Is this because of Uranus?
No. It's because we started just giving them letters and number designations.
Oh, okay. You're talking about outside of our solar system.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, outside of our solar system is what I'm talking about. And that's bullshit. You need to give these planets real names. I need fun things that I can point at and reference on like some sort of star map in the future. I don't want to go to T4816. You know? I want to go somewhere with a rad name.
Now, here's a option.
Yeah.
We could have run this one a little long, and since we don't really have a cryptid fight club or a cryptid court, you want to go through naming some planets?
I mean, we can. I have to pull up a list of
You want to name 5 planets each?
5 planets each. All right.
5 planets each. I'm gonna start thinking over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up like some planets that are outside of our solar system.
I'm very excited about this. I only have one name in mind.
Oh,
So I'm sitting here and I'm brainstorming.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other thing.
dude, I just keep going back to like
The
thinking
Venus
of the Venus
pictures?
pictures.
Yeah,
They're
those are
so
crazy.
cool. Everything's just, and then like the what was it? The Mars video with sound.
I didn't see the video.
The video has sound of Mars.
I saw that first black and white picture. That's
Yeah.
all I've seen. You can't tell me they couldn't put a 4K camera on that shit. I'll in between episodes, I want to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so we were talking about the light speed, right?
Uh-huh.
1 light minute is 11 million miles.
Do you remember my first introduction to the concept of light years? I'm sure it was yours as well, which is that trainer in Brock's gym
Oh,
in Pokemon Yellow, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. And I guess Red and Blue as well.
yeah.
Why didn't they make a green one?
They did. It was in Japan.
Ah,
Japan had Pokemon Green.
this is bullshit.
We got Pokemon Blue.
That's fair.
Then we got Leaf Green for the remake.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch that virtual concert next Saturday?
With Post Malone?
Yeah.
Maybe. If I remember.
I'm gonna try to. I'm scared I'll forget about it.
All right, here we
You
got
got plan-
3 giant worlds found orbiting twin suns.
Okay, so all right, we got 3 worlds.
Yeah,
So
they're orbiting twin suns like Tatooine.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
So we can both name one, and then we can come together and name one
yeah.
together.
So let's see if I can find the names of if they've named these planets some fucking number. So the twin stars, first of all, are HD 133131A and
So-
HD 133313B.
So those are the suns.
Those are the suns.
All right.
Horse shit.
Yeah. I've got an idea.
Okay.
Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah. And then the shittiest planet, Sakura.
Hey. No. Shittiest planet's fucking. What was the third Hokage's name?
Ooh. Oh, I thought you were about to get a spicy hot take on one of the kids from that era.
Stinkiest planet, Kiba.
Oh man,
What did Jake say?
Sakura's the worst.
No. She's fine.
She's fine. She's fine.
She's pretty good in Boruto. She's probably the only character from Naruto that is better in Boruto.
Yeah.
Man, did you see what happened?
No.
Do you want spoilers?
Sure.
Yeah, they killed Kurama
My
in the new chapter in the manga.
gosh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. That'll go places that might be neat.
Yeah, Sasuke also lost his Rinnegan.
Oh no.
Yeah, Boruto put a fucking kunai through it.
We've gone back. We've got a power reset. Is what we have here.
Yeah.
This is what Dragon Ball needs. Is a power reset.
It's coming at a man. Fucking welcome to Weeb Talk.
Yeah.
It's coming at an interesting time because the anime has just introduced Kawaki, I think is his name,
Yeah.
which I think he's an Uzumaki somehow. I'm not caught up in the show, so I don't know how, but that's going on, and then the manga is power resetting Naruto and Sasuke. And Kishimoto or whatever his name is come out and said like, "Hey, the tailed beasts all die at one point. Like they'll come back,
Yeah.
just like the Three Tails did. So you're fine." Yeah, that was Weeb Talk.
So
Those twin sons are named Naruto and Sasuke.
So they've opted to name this planet. It's bigger than Jupiter. It has an orbital day period of 31 hours.
Okay.
They've named it TRES 3B.
Sounds like a Green Day album.
But like, if I don't have good names to come up with these.
All right, so 31-hour days. What are some other details about it? Do we have anything? What color is it?
We don't know really any of that.
Okay.
Because a lot of those colors that are on like planets that we find are
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah. It is currently undergoing orbital decay due to tidal effects and has nearly twice the mass of Jupiter.
Okay, so it's dying.
Yeah.
I'm going to call that one My Will to Live.
Dang.
Bangarang, folks, seek mental help if you're sad. Yeah, I really just wanted to do a Naruto joke with naming these planets because I now realize that there's no way I'm going to think of something cool.
And see, here we go. There's a Name Exo Worlds campaign in Liechtenstein that named this planet Umbasa.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's
is that?
something. But well, there's Mombasa, like the city.
Okay, that might be what I'm thinking of.
But like, you don't use the number designations. Give everything a neat name.
Yeah. But then
There's so many languages that we can all choose to pull from. Like we give genus species. There's a gene in your body right now that they discovered that is named after Sonic the Hedgehog.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yup. It's nonsense. And so now, at press conferences, because it turned out it was important, they've got to refer to it as Sonic the Hedgehog.
This is my favorite thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Is it
It's like a...
what's a control?
Something to do with sex? Yeah, exactly.
I
All the pieces fall together.
I was jokingly gonna say
Yeah.
dick size
I don't
because
remember exactly what it is.
because of that. I don't know if that started on Vine or not, but that Shadow the Hedgehog.
Listen, nothing with Shadow the Hedgehog started on Vine.
Hey, nice cock.
That's fucking God. Hang on.
On the topic of Sonic,
Yeah.
did you see they're making a second one already?
Yeah.
Did you see the first one hit Hulu?
No. I'll have to
Yeah.
watch that again.
I'm probably gonna watch it today.
Sonic the Hedgehog gene. Here we go. Sonic
Is
the
it just a
Hedgehog
picture of Sonic and jeans?
is a protein that in humans is encoded to the SHH gene. It's the best studied gene of the best studied ligand of the hedgehog signaling pathway. Others are desert hedgehog and Italian hedgehog. It plays a key role in the development of animals as distinctly related to insects and mammals. It's nonsense because it turns everything in the sentence revolving around hedgehogs.
Science is fake.
Yeah. Invertebrates, it involves the organogenesis, including the growth of digits on limbs and the organization of the brain. Sonic the Hedgehog is an archetypical example of morphogen as defined by Louis Wolfert's French flag model, i.e. a molecule that diffuses to form a concentration gradient as a different effects on cells during the development of an embryo.
So
But it ruins everything because it
'cause it
turns
just
into
keep-
Sonic
yeah.
Hedgehog.
So the Sonic the Hedgehog gene
It's a protein.
is a protein
Yeah.
that controls something important all the way from embryo
Yeah.
oh,
The development
this is so
development of
good.
limbs.
And digits. Oh man, you're telling me if my Sonic the Hedgehog gene went wild, I'd have 14 fingers,
Yeah.
like Sukino in Jujutsu Kaisen?
On the hedgehog signaling
Those 20
pathway,
fingers.
mind you. Which they have shortened to SHH because
Okay.
then they don't have to refer to it as Sonic,
Sonic
Hedgehog. But yeah. And
Science is one just big shit.
this is why the aliens have forsaken us. Because Sonic Hedgehog.
I've never been so happy about science, but also so very angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about some dude who spent 18 years being like, I think I want to be a scientist, and
Yeah.
then like 8 years in college just to have to say Sonic Hedgehog at press conferences.
Well, and then the guy who discovered it goes, Sonic.
You guys know what game I like? The blue spiky one.
And then, okay, so one last thing about aliens. My mom had proposed this earlier.
Yeah.
That the Bigfoots and all
Are
those
aliens?
large apes are aliens. Which would explain why they're rarely seen and why they are so much bigger than us while still looking fairly humanoid. Assuming that the evolutionary pathways were similar on their planets.
Yeah. I mean, I can't
We,
argue against
Yeah,
it.
it makes sense. Makes enough sense.
Makes as much sense as anything else we're going to talk about.
Exactly. That will do it for this episode of My Neighbor Mothman.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on the couch and cry for a little bit. I think.
Existential space crisis Mothman.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm Zachary.
I'm Levi.
Thanks for listening. If you want to interact with us on Twitter, you can go directly to the podcast Twitter, which is at Mothman Podcast. You can talk to me directly on Twitter at Baby Mothman.
And me at Levi Carver, Levis Carver.
You can email us at thatmothmanpodcast@gmail.com. Man, I'm like 5 weeks in
Yeah,
a
I
row
know.
now.
This is killing it.
It's because
It's because you did all that math.
man, I hate math so much because it's so fake. Jake's gonna have a fun time with that once he listens to this. He's listening right now. Oh no. I want to shout out to Coralie. Her username on Twitter is at LYCHAN_Lychan. She did our artwork for us. It's beautiful. Love it. Might have her do some more. I've been thinking about it.
Oh.
Thinking about it as like I want to get like I want some merch for myself.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that on my way over here, listening to some Shinedown.
There you go.
Thinking about what kind of cryptid I want to wear on a t-shirt.
There you go. I gotta still design that Cryptid Fight Club shirt.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Trying to think if there's anything else. If you are into esports at all, follow our friends organization at Last Round Save. You can direct all questions about that, and also tell us how you feel about esports.
Yeah.
But direct that to our esports account at GRINASTY.
It's where we do all our esports talking.
All our esports talking. Trying to think of if there's any other accounts we should shout out.
He said, no, stop pimping my shit.
No. What are you going to do about
You
it?
can find VODs on our Twitch and watch us live at twitch.tv/Skeleton Crew Gaming. And the recorded episodes will go up on the Bored Nerds YouTube channel.
Well, what if they want to buy merch for the other stuff we've done?
Oh, you can.
Do you still think the word cucks is funny?
I do.
We've got a t-shirt for that.
Yeah. It's in the Friends font.
It is in the Friends font. Where can you buy that at?
You can buy that at borednerds.store.
You sure can. You can buy all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah.
There's beanies.
There's a t-shirt for a show that we don't do anymore.
I don't even remember what that is.
It's the Bored Nerds show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
It's got kanji on it.
There's a lot of stuff on there that hasn't been touched in a minute.
Our Patreon hasn't been touched in a while.
We got to. We should get back on that. Me and you.
Yeah.
Let's get back on that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do some stuff.
Yeah.
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 You want to make like dick print shirts?
I mean, we can.
Probably shouldn't.
Probably. We get some gray shorts that have like a shadow on them.
The hedgehog?
Yeah, like Shadow the Hedgehog on the crotch.
Can it be like a man? Just leave this in at the end. I guess is fine. Let's just get some gray shorts that have got like a hedgehog dick print.
Yeah.
So it's terrifying. And everyone will think that you need to go to a doctor.
Oh boy.
But yeah, no, I'm down to.
All right, you want to give some warnings?
Man, this is a weird one. It's hard to give warnings for this one. Don't go outside, of course. Stay inside. Go to sleep early. It's like, look, it's funny when you don't get a lot of sleep, but it's also so nice to have sleep. So don't go outside. Go to sleep early. Don't Naruto run into military bases unless there's a bunch of you and you're very strong. And one last final warning. Don't go silently into that dark night. I don't think that's the right words. Go ahead.
Close.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
I'm rebranding it.
There you go.
That's a Zachary original.